Well, good afternoon, everyone. Out here for my Wednesday afternoon walk. I've been walking for a while, but I wanted to make sure I had my sea legs first because of my depth perception. I didn't want to be making a video of me falling. I have no agenda of what to talk about. I'm just getting some air and making a video. That's it. No gimbal. Waving at a neighbor. But in case you haven't noticed yet, I'm face up, looking straight ahead. I've been released to do that. I still have the, you just see how I kind of wobbled? I still have, let me turn around here and rotate the screen across the street. I love these, man. You know, they're just, look, I'm talking about the Spirit House, but look at all that fruit on that tree behind it. My God. I just want to go in there and, hey man. Well, here's a van pulling up. Looks like they're gonna back in or they're turning in the other one. Okay. But I just want to go in and go, hey, you mind if I mean, dude, that whole, here, I gotta do this here. It's just, I mean, that whole tree. Oh, I can even zoom in. I mean, look at that. It is just freaking full. And I'm sure, crossing back, I'm sure that they would have at it. You know, I used to do that with apples and shit like that back home. You know, the apple tree would be hanging over the road and all that stuff, and say, you'd wave at them. Could I pick a couple apples? And they'd say, take whatever you want. So I'd get enough, at least enough to make a pie, or two. Yeah, I love apples. So here we are back at this ditch I was talking about the other day. And here's the, I love these. Sometimes it's really hard to get used to these. This one's quite clean. Someone's cleaned it recently. Look at that. Look at that. I see that guy all the time. He's a stalker. That guy's stalking me. I know it. I see him every day. Anyway, sometimes these are hard to, you see something coming, but you don't really know what's going on. But to add to a video from prior, before this, there was a for sale sign right here. Boom. Big banner. And obviously in the time that I was traveling, coming back for PT, traveling again, coming back for PT, going to Vietnam, getting injured, coming back after 5 weeks of being down and starting to walk again. This is what they've done. They've cleaned out the ditch. The water's coming towards me here, flowing that direction. Look at all the coconut husks or whatever the heck you call them. I mean, and then now there's a bunch of like algae on that section. But yeah, they're going to be burnt. Am I seeing a banana right there? I'm going to zoom in because I can't really tell. I'm looking at this. Where's my finger? I'm looking at that right there. But anyway, go back to one here. And then come back to me. And then once it's on me, then I start talking again. I've learned that lesson. Because otherwise it'll go like you're, 3 sheets to the wind. I'm passing a bunch of flowers that you guys have already seen. Now these little orange ones here are really quite, I'm just going to walk up close to them. And I'm taking screenshots as I do this. Now I'm not moving my camera around too much because I don't want to have my frickin' screen rotate on me. You know, the idea I went and switched it around while I was talking. But anyway, so yeah, enough of that. I'm just going to talk about nothing. So if I was live streaming, we'd talk about what you guys wanted to talk about. It'd give me ideas. There's a little doggy. And he's not barking. Anyway, see the bike coming. Cutting the corner. Oops. Gotta hold it up there. Hey, maybe I should just extend this. And then, oh, look at that, man. Modern technology. I have a gimbal too, you know, and I really should use it, but nah. I can watch someone do a video and they're moving around a little bit, and I'm like, yeah, it's free, you know, I don't care. Now when I'm watching, you know, some flick at the theater or on Netflix or whatever, Apple TV, you know, I want it to be good, right? So I'm looking at that house down there that you guys have already seen, so no sense in switching. Oh wow, now I haven't noticed that before. That is a jackfruit, little coconut tree. The coconut's doing fine, but look at that poor little jackfruit right there. That's like 8 inches. Well, actually that would be 12 in my house. But that's about 8 inches. All by its lonesome. You know, it's probably going to rot before it ripens. Doesn't look like they've done much maintenance in this lot here, because I don't think there's a house at the end. Man, I could get up there with my little pike pole and give me a coconut, but I won't. Not without asking first. I didn't check the weather. I didn't check the time. I know it's not dark. I was recently leaving a voice message to someone, and I looked outside and I said, it's still light out. I'm going for my walk. So, but I'm face up. I'm allowed to do it. But I've found that I get an eye ache. You know when you get like an ice cream headache? It's like that. Dull, but it's not cold. And same thing with driving. You know, I'll drive for like 10 minutes and I'm like, oh my God, I got to take a break, right? And I think it's just because my muscles, my eye is used to being facing down, not up. So it I don't know if you can tell, but I'm really making an effort to keep this one wide open, you know, because I don't want that muscle memory. Like I'm winking, half winking all the time. Because that's not my winking eye. This is my winking eye. Anyway, bunch of bikes coming at me. Speaking of bikes, that, you know, the Of course, if you can see, there's no helmets. Hey, I've done it before myself, okay? I've no helmeted it myself. Nice passenger there. Anyway, did that video right after the hot springs. We witnessed that, the aftermath of that motorcycle accident, and honestly, I can't count how many I've seen in Thailand. And I mean, it's like almost every day when I was in Pataya, I'd see somebody piled up, right? Certain intersections had more incidents than others, but basically someone's laid out, they're on the curb, people are tending to them, ambulances are there or coming, you know, the police are taking pictures of where the bike is and marking it out, that kind of thing. Just like old school, you know, paint around the body, right? They'd make marks around the bike, and then they'd get it the hell out of the way to get traffic moving again. And it's an everyday thing. And the more you get out, obviously the odds increase of you seeing it. So, fiber, 3BB fiber. Wow. $5.99. I'll tell you what, man, I am freaking tempted to get Wi-Fi. I won't even go off on that tangent about Wi-Fi. I'm going to stick to the motorcycle story. So I've seen that. Lots. Most of us here have. And it's not shocking. It's not like, oh, I gotta look, train wreck, you know. I just feel bad that someone just lost their life. Someone just lost a child or a dad or a brother or a sister or a mother or a father, you know, whatever the case may be. Someone is no longer, and it sucks. So it brought me back to when I was a teenager, you know, wet behind the ears at 16. Now, I had experienced a lot before then, but my neighbor said, he was a volunteer firefighter, and he said, you should join. You should join up. It'd be great for you. So I said, all right. And shit, man, there were a lot more good times than there were bad. Okay? But in that situation, you're getting calls from, I'm not joking. This one call, we went to this apartment complex, which was like notorious for drugs and, you know, riffraff, whatever you want to call it. Section 8, low income. Not that that's a bad thing, okay? I'm just saying, I'm just speaking a fact. Okay, so please don't judge me on that. Like, oh, he fucking thinks he's better than people. No, it's just a fact that we got calls there all the time. But this one, the lady, she was whacked on something, okay? I don't know what drug, what narcotic, but she was in the bathtub. And she got her, I'm trying not to swear, okay? Even if I say effing, you're still gonna, in your head, you're gonna say fucking, right? So, anyway, she got her fucking toe stuck in the fucking faucet. And fortunately, she was able to grab her phone. This is pre-cell phone time, so she probably brought it in on a 400-foot cord, and it was probably dialed in too. You know, she was on GTE, general telephone. It probably wasn't even push button yet. And we get this call and kind of get the gist of it, you know, over the radio, and here's that. And I sure hope this turns out, man, because when I did this before, this shit would be upside down or portrait or whatever every time but you know, there's those 8 sections, 2, 4, 6, and then 2 long ones, 7 and 8. And they're pretty nice. I'm gonna turn my camera around because there's a gentleman walking. Bother him, you know. Now he's ahead of me. And technically he's walking on the correct side. He's walking with traffic. So if he gets run over, it's gonna be from the back. But like I said, I like to see from the front. So anyway, we go to this call. You know, when you take a bath, you don't wear your, you know, your Levi's and tank top, right? You're buck ass naked. And she was stoned, man. She was out of it. And we're all like, you know, there's only so much room in a bathroom in an apartment, right? But everybody and their grandmother wanted to go in there. Just had to go in, right? And me being 16, Mitch, come take a look at this. You know, so it's like, I was the poster child. I was the token, you know, I got to go in first, right? So what do you suggest we do here? Like, I said, enjoy the view. No shit. No shit. I had a sick sense of humor back then too. Probably worse. Nice tree, man. Jesus, criminy sakes. It's 4 foot in diameter. A meter plus diameter. Not circumference, but diameter. Anyway, so the pros now covered her up, you know, modesty. And well, she's like, fuck, man, what the fuck? And hey, you called us, you know. We're here to help you. Fuck, what are you doing in my fucking bathroom? I mean, Jesus. You can't make this shit up. Anyway, that was one call. But back to the motorcycle thing. I've seen, honestly, I can't count how many dead bodies, human bodies, I've seen. I cannot count. I can count how many I've had my hands on. Okay? 42. I've had my hands on 42 dead bodies. So this shit happening in Thailand is nothing new to me. And you guys don't see it, but I see them, and I hide them or delete the comments, right? I screenshot them for sitting around talking shit with each other for those kind of reasons. Say, hey, check this one out. Check this one out, right? What a dickhead. What an asshat. Whatever. But, yeah, the comments. Some of the comments are just outright cruel. You know what I mean? Just cruel. I guess I'm a pussy that I got upset that someone died. Okay? Yeah. Now, my camera's facing me, right? And the guy is walking towards me, and he's looking like, is this guy filming me or what, you know? But that kind of thing. So I want to point it over this way. Sawadee Kap. So you never know if you're going to get Muay Thai to death, right? I've taken a bit of Muay Thai, but a 5-year-old kid could whoop my ass. I don't know if any of you guys have ever been to a real Muay Thai fight. You know, real competition, not exhibition, but competition. It's fantastic. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. They follow the full tradition, the music, all the stuff. Just like sumo, you know, if you've ever done that, gone to that. A lot of people have asked me to do sumo, but I have not. At any rate, I'm going to turn around now because I sense it's time to turn around. So, anyway, forget about the Muay Thai and sumo, but back to the motorbike. It's sad that it happens so often. I mean, it's just, don't you get the memo? You know what I mean? You got these, shit, man, kids, really, 16, 17, 18, 20, they're kids to me. I'm freaking 62, I did stupid shit too, okay, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit here and go, I'm going to go off on a tangent, which is me. Okay, there's people that go to Pataya and never leave. That's Thailand to them. Okay, and that's great. That's great. I'm waving my Italian hands, right? That's great. Good for you, right? And that, that's what they want. That's what they get. They can do what that. If everyone was the same, I've said this 10,000 freaking times just in the last 2 weeks. If everyone was the same, god dang, life would be boring, right? So that, but they don't get out. I mean, they miss out. Okay, I'm gonna take a picture of this. I sure hope my freaking camera doesn't go, because that sun, I'm gonna zoom in a little, reflecting off that palm. I'm gonna take a screenshot. Okay, boom. And just for kicks, I'll take another one. And then I'll rotate back. Oops, we don't want to be, I think it went back to 1, not 2. But anyway, they don't get out. They're missing out. There's so much to see, right? And do. You can still go out at night. Just don't drink yourself into 5 o'clock in the morning. And you can still do shit during the day. There's temples, there's ruins, there's markets. In the early morning there's markets, and then they're closed, and then they open up in the afternoon. Man, I love reflective shots. Damn. I just can't resist. Here we go. Yeah, I was on 2, so let me go back to 1. Just, I'm gonna take a screenshot. Boom. Okay, then I'm just gonna pan. Obviously you can see that I'm panning. I don't need to tell you. You guys have more gray matter than I do. That's quite obvious, so I'm panning. I'm just making sure I don't hit the stop button when I rotate the screen, which I do. Fat fingers, and my depth perception is wonky, right? So anyway, like I said, back to Pataya. They just don't get out. That's all they see, and that's great. If that's what you want to do, that's what you do. If you want to go and lay on a freaking beach in Maui for 7 days on winter break, go for it. Go to the Hotel Luau. If that's what you want to do, do it. It's great. And that's the thing about Thailand, is you have so many options. So many. People, I've said this, well, actually you don't know that I've said this, because when I was doing my, it's just a fly on my leg. I hope it doesn't bite me. Anyway, I made these daily update videos the first morning I was home from surgery. So from May 3rd till the end of the month, I made a daily video that was supposed to be 2 minutes long, okay? Today's date is X. I slept like shit. My eye hurts. Whatever. End of subject. For the purpose of documentation for myself. But one of them is an hour and 22 minutes long. I mean, I suffer from BS, babbling syndrome, okay? I mean, I just keep on around. I'm having to look down now because of some serious potholes on the side of the road. Well, I can walk on the road, I mean, but they're coming at me now from behind. So you guys, too bad we're not live streaming, because you could say, hey, there's a car coming. Or go, ha ha ha, don't tell him. Let the bus hit him. But anyway, they don't get out of Pataya, they don't get around, and that's great. That's their choice. That's fine. But one thing that irritates me, and you'll see this in those videos that I did, the daily ones that I'm gonna eventually throw together, like one or two, maybe just half of one and then the other half. I mean, because some of them are just too long. I mean, I can't stand looking at myself, reviewing to make sure I didn't, say something that's going to get me in trouble, right? So I review them, and I'm like, God dang it, you guys got to be like freaking stir crazy. I mean, yeah, he really is nuts, he really did get cabin fever, laying in bed counting the threads on his sheets face down. Beautiful flowers here, but you've seen enough. So, but one thing I don't like is when people say, okay, first they come over and they do now this one's interesting here. I'm going to take one of that now. If it doesn't work, you guys won't even see this, but if it does, you will. Screenshot done, rotating back, good to go. There we go. Okay, hopefully that worked, because sometimes my screen will rotate. When I did it on lock screen, it really screwed it up. But now the camera is upright, you know what I mean? And I'm looking forward to a lot of things, but right now I'm walking and looking forward. But if you get these guys, men in particular, that come over and, we all know what Pataya is known for, right? So they come over and they partake and just go apeshit crazy for their 2 or 3 week millionaire holiday, and eventually they meet someone and they fall in love, which is fantastic. I love bamboo, man. I just love bamboo. I propagated a lot of bamboo at my old house in the States. I'd buy one plant and make 20 out of them, you know what I mean? I just love it. I just love it when the wind blows through it. But anyway, they do their thing, they fall in love, and it's not one of those sad stories where they they go home broke with their tail between their legs. It's not one of those stories. No, they're happy. And they move up country, like where I'm at, up country, right? Chiang Rai, okay? So there's no secret. I live in Chiang Rai, la-di-da. So, but all of a sudden they get all, I don't want to say religious, but they get all like, oh, that fucking Pataya, man, that's just for heathens and sinners and all that stuff. And it's like, dude, you were just doing that, last year, and now it's a thing. That's what irritates me. And another thing, and I have friends that their opinions differ, and that's fine. We're friends still, because we're adults and we can talk about things, maybe even debate and have a different opinion, and we're still friends. You know what I'm saying? But people that say Pataya is not the real Thailand. It's not the real Thailand. Oh, it's not the real Thailand. Oh my God, I saw some people, they had their kids there. I would never take my kids down walking the street. Shit like that, right? Well, Last time I checked, Pataya is in Thailand. And it's not a matrix. It's not AI. It's a real fucking city. And it's in Thailand. So that's part of the real Thailand. Okay? Love it or leave it, like it or love it, whatever way you want to look at it. It's Pataya. I mean, it's Thailand. Okay? It may not be for you. It may not be for me. But I have a bunch of friends there and around there that live enjoyable lives, family lives with children. And dude, my kids, the first time in Thailand, my son was 4, my daughter was 8. And I was the 3rd owner in a dive shop on Soyamato. Okay, 13-1, Soyamato. It was from Second Road, it was bar, maybe a laundry. Bar, maybe a market. Bar, massage parlor. Bar, dive shop. Bar. Yamato Japanese restaurant. Bar, mini mart, Starbucks. That Starbucks is no longer there. Directly across, the Starbucks was directly across from the brew house, which has been there like forever. Okay. But my kids were right there. After we're out on the boat, we come back and we're hanging out in front of the shop drinking our beer, which is standard protocol. Max, he was the oldest. He was from South Africa. And, his kids were all grown up. So he's like, oh, little kids. And is it okay if I take him on his 3-wheeler, right? And go get some fruit or whatever? And I said, yeah. I look at my wife, my American wife at the time. She said, yeah, have at it. No helmets, okay? They got on it and they were just all excited, and they went around the block and they stopped and picked up some sausages for me and some fruit for them, and then came back and they were all smiles, and then they're back up on the porch of the dive shop, and then the ladies from the bar next door are, oh, the kids are back, and then they grab them and they put them on their lap, and it's like no big deal. They're oblivious to it, okay? The only time something sexual came up was when we went to Summit. And this was pre-pier, pre-park fee, okay? You would take a boat. You could take a speedboat or a ferry, and it would drop you off, and you'd walk up the freaking road. You'd get up to that main intersection, a few hundred meters from the beach, and you would pay a park fee. If you're going this way, you paid a park fee. If you're going that way, you didn't have to pay a park fee. This is long before the pier and all that shit, okay? So I'm talking a long time ago. Oh my God, I'm just thinking about how old I am. I love it. Anyway, the only time we're sitting on the beach, laying on the beach, kicking back, and my daughter goes, Dad. I said, what? She goes, look at those ladies over there. Their boobs are out. This boatload of Russians, nothing against Russians, okay? But this boatload of Russians, when I was in Germany, that was the first time I saw, not the first time I've seen some knockers, okay? But, boom, on the beach, just, they take their shirt off, right? It's like, wow, I like this. This is cool. It's not a big deal. It's not like, oh my God, right? Like it is. still to this day in the United States. Crazy. There's those dog tracks I was talking about a week ago. They're still there. So we've had spurts of rain, but not heavy rain. But anyway, back to the boobs. And I said, they do that in their country. When Mom and I were in Germany, before you were born, we saw it all the time. It's not a big deal. I mean, it's your body. No reason to be ashamed of it. Now, don't go doing it in a restaurant or, places like that, okay? But, common sense prevails, right? But a lot of people weren't in line when they were issuing common sense. So, but, especially Falongs that come here. But anyway, so people say, oh, I'd never bring my kids there. Dude, there is so much family stuff to do. Those are interesting flowers. We'll get those another day. There is so much to do in Pataya as a family. You'll run out of days before you run out of time. Does that sound right? No. You'll run out of days before you run out of things to do. I can't blame that on the frickin' morphine. Anyway, so, Pataya is in Thailand, folks. It's part of Thailand. To you, some of you, it may not be the real Thailand. Like I'm turning right. He's walking by. So this is what people would call the real Thailand, right? I'm out in the Tule Bingos, okay? So, but Pataya is still Thailand. In case you didn't get the memo. Dude, I love steak. Okay? Talking about going off on a tangent. I love steak. But I don't want it every day. Right? It's like that. So, like it or leave it. That's the beauty of here, is it's still, despite what all these vloggers are doing, oh my God, it's the sky is falling, It's so expensive there, I can't, oh man, I'm Vietnam or Cambodia or whatever, right? It's like, dude, yes, prices have gone up. But guess what? I guarantee you, and I'm not using my crystal ball right now, I just know that wherever you're at watching this, the prices have gone up there too. Okay? So it's still, in my world, inexpensive or less expensive than, say, Seattle, the area that I'm from. So, fucking shit goes up, man. It's part of living. And, it's lost its charm. It's this or that, right? Another one. People, for the life of me, they'll come over and they'll have a wonderful experience. Okay? And then a year later, they'll come back. And they don't have the same experience. Fucking shit changes, man. Roll with it. Embrace it. Embrace the change. It's not always going to be the same damn thing, right? When you ride a freaking ride at the carnival, at the county fair, wherever you're from, and then you go and ride it again, it's a different fucking ride. You may get flipped around this way on that one, or flipped around that way on the other one. Or if you're really lucky, you're going to get flung off and you're going to make CNN, and you're going to be dead. Fuck. So it's not always the same. And as the years go by, it's called evolution, right? It evolves. It changes. So here I am, 41 minutes almost, and I said I had nothing to talk about. Now, if this was a live stream, you could ask me questions or call me an asshat or something, and I'd respond. I'd be able to go, okay. Or I'd carry two phones so I can read one and talk like this, right? It is what it is. I'm glad I went out when I did, because it's getting dark fast. You can tell by the sky behind me. But so Pataya is the real Thailand. It's part of Thailand, so it's in Thailand. So it's real, but maybe you don't like it, and that's fine. I know people that frickin' hate Kanchanabur. Oh, well, there's nothing to do, and the nightlife sucked. And man, I'm gonna do this here, backwards flower shot. Oh, let me do a selfie. I'll take a screenshot. Oh, and I can use that as my thumbnail. Doubtful. Anyway, but they didn't like it there. Oh well, I think it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. The places I've been there. And there's so many places I've been to. Fortunately, because of the friends I have that really enjoy traveling. And hey, are you coming on this one? Yeah. Damn straight I'm coming. Dude, especially after this eye thing. My word. I'm going to have to look at the calendar, but I know it was a minimum of 4.5 weeks that I was supposed to be face down. Face down when I snail walked, face down in bed, face down doing everything else domestic, right? Taking meds, restroom, shower. Jeez Louise. If that doesn't drive one nuts, I don't know what will. Oops, let me hit dismiss. My alarm just went off for my eye drops. So I know it is 1900 hours or 7 p.m. because I take them every 12 hours. I wasn't taking them correctly when I was first prescribed them. I would take them willy-nilly. Oh, I'm supposed to take them 3 times a day. Okay, I took the first one, and then later, oh, okay, I'll take the second one. She said, no, every 12 hours. So pick a time and do it. So my 7 p.m. just went. So, and I happened to be, car coming up behind me. I just happened to be, actually the car would be on the other side of the road anyway. So I'm fine. But I'm 20 feet, however many meters that is from my gate. So anyhow, I don't know. Shit, man, poor mango didn't get eaten. Huh. Yeah, anyway. I only said anyway 17 times. Now correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. Anyhow. Just stop here for a minute and ponder if I'd finished my story. I don't know, the motorbike thing, I got a lot of, you got to see them. I might put a collage together, because it's public. It's their name, and they said stupid shit online, and just like I've done in the past, it's public. So I can put a collage of all these asshat comments, about what's the point of this video? That's like the lamest attempt at being a troll. But there's other ones that, you're a pussy and this and that, and dude, you have no idea how much death I've seen. And I served during peacetime. okay? In the Army. I wasn't shot at or shoot people when I was in the Army, okay? I wanted to, trust me, I wanted to. And still do. But no, I served during peacetime, Cold War, you know. And but anyway, yeah, the motorcycle thing got a lot of. I got some great, really great comments and people that are continually there, whether they watch the whole video or not. They're ever present, and I always say I appreciate it, right? And I do, because I'm just yapping, you know. I'm just jaw jacking. I've got thousands, I've said before, thousands of videos and even more thousands of photographs of our trips, and they've never seen the light of day. And I could just, if I got off my lazy ass and put them together, there might be some stuff that you enjoy watching. Not just shorts and stuff like that. But now that I'm 2-eyeing it, I'm allowed to look at my computer now. And right now, my eye does not hurt after 46 minutes, 45 seconds. It does not hurt from being upright, where yesterday after 10 minutes it was killing me. So that's a good sign. The bubble is, you know, if I look down, it's very small. It was 5% after my third follow-up, and she said it'd be gone in 2 to 5 days. Well, we're day 3, let's say, because the appointment was on Sunday or Saturday, because we had to change the date. So Saturday, so Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's been 5 days and it ain't gone. Daz called it, and so did Ryan. They said, "Oh no, 2 weeks minimum." And I'm like, "Yeah, thanks for the vote of confidence." You know, but they got it, man. It ain't gone, and it's been 5 days. They called it, so congratulations. You get the Ferrari, man. You guys get to arm wrestle over it. There's only one of them in the giveaway. So, anyway, I don't know. I'm ending on no point at all of my conversation because I didn't know what I was going to talk about when I stepped out of the door. So I hope you guys are well. Have a great evening if you're here in Thailand. Have a great morning if you're on the other side of the world, or afternoon. Thanks for watching, man. I appreciate it. Talk to you later. Bye.